Today we are in Istanbul in the 5th International Housing Conference organized by YEM, and it's a great opportunity to meet some of the architects to continue our series Architects Talk, Architects in Conversation. Today we have a very distinguished guest, Massimilliano Fuksas. We are very happy to be with you. Welcome both to Turkey and our series. As far as I know, you are quite familiar to Turkey and Turkish culture. You are visiting very frequently, but unfortunately you haven't realized any project or building in Turkey yet. Isn't it so?
It is, but it is enough to come here. Mm-hmm. Because the flower, the area, this fantastic place that is one leg in Europe, one leg in Asia. Yeah. It's something that is still now there is a big charm. It's a fashion here of our culture, European culture. We are looking here. There is something. If there is something good happen here. Something wrong is here.
That's true.
Because
yeah.
it's
all the extremes.
Yeah, all the extremes. Then this I love because I don't like the mediocrity.
That's
you are no. This country is never mediocre.
Mm-hmm. Comparing with Europe.
Comparing with the great part of the world, I think so. You still have one energy. Mm-hmm. After many problems, great, you know, your empire was 400 years. Mm-hmm. This was unbelievable. But they found a way to put people different together. Mm-hmm. Now, when the English American arrived in Middle East, they could not understand that you have to let the character of these small countries, small ethnic people.
That's true. Actually, you are also, as far as I know, you are half Italian, half French, or
no? I am half. I can tell you. My father was a Lithuanian. Mm-hmm. My mother Roman, from Roma. Mm-hmm. My grandmother was German, but she was born in Strasbourg because after the war on 70, German Prussia, the Franco-Prussian, the German won. But
still, you are representing many cultures at a time, maybe.
Yeah, but many religion too, because in my family there are about 4 or 5 religions different. That you can live with all this.
But you are living in Rome and you were graduated.
I was graduated in Rome, but I have office in Paris and one office in China.
In Shenzhen?
Shenzhen.
Actually, you were graduated in 1969 or something,
yes.
Around at the end of 60s. So it was a kind of a shifting point for architecture. I mean,
for the world.
For the world, yes, for the world. 1968 is a significant date in our life, but also
not in my life. You are so young.
Thank you very much. Actually, yes, I was in primary school, but things started to change, I think, and you have started as a kind of a modernist, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I didn't want to be an architect. I want to be an artist. Uh-huh. This is the real question of my life. Mm-hmm. What doesn't work in my architecture is because I want to be an artist, and what works is because I want to be an artist. Uh-huh. But then I think that afterwards I understood that what is hybrid. Mm-hmm. I think I was, if there is one first, I was the first to understand what is hybrid because I was in hybrid. Mm-hmm. It's on art and architecture. But I decided after visiting Hudson in Denmark But in the summer of the 65, 66, I was in the office. The office was not the office, was atelier, crazy place of Archigram. And with them, I understood that I could be an artist even as an architect. I could understand that you can manipulate something. And after we do so, I understood that the complexity was amazing. The complexity, and then I was never modern, but because I was never anti-modern. I don't like Renaissance and anti-Renaissance. I like everything. I like A and B. I cannot live only with A, or only with B. Because I think it's a restriction that we give to ourselves, but it's not, finally, it's not really important.
Yes, but still, can you see a kind of a transformation within your work? I mean, with reference to maybe technology and other contextual circumstances, etc.
Come back, please, to the past, and after, see what I am doing. It's no, sorry.
No.
It was always something. I was sure that there was something else. It was something else. Beyond the architecture.
That's true.
Then, when I was young architect, I tried to do to start in perhaps with the wrong fit, wrong idea. But I started, what I started when I was 69, 60, but before, I said, what could happen if we draw a facade as a plan and a plan as a facade? This was so stupid to say. I say, but it's easy. I can do a drawings of plane, and after I take this in this way. But was not enough. I say, I can do a bridge of Piranesi, a Roman bridge, one Roman bridge. You can do in this way, and after you have some place here, and after here, then you do a process that is called anamorphosis.
That's true, yeah.
This is stretched, it's changing. It gives you another ideas, but the origin was something very simple. This was really my first idea, to try to go out from the postmodernism.
That's true, yeah. Isn't it in a way trying to connect architecture to art?
Yes.
In a way, I mean, it's a kind of adding some expression, personal experience and cognition maybe in a different way to architecture. So, I mean, it's said adding an additional meaning to architecture other than only depending upon the rational mind. So in that sense, it was quite different, a breaking point when compared with what comes with the archigram and
it is also and so on.
That was what I'm trying to actually emphasize. But when I look at your work, this is something I don't see any engagement with style or language.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's. I think it's very important.
I think, Faisal, you are right. I think that there is no language for architecture, as well. There is no language for movie or for art. There is a universal language. Is our heart expression.
Engaging with a language or a style makes things easier, I think.
Yes.
It's a reductionist attitude. However, I mean, it also limits a significant progression, a ground for research, etc., etc. So I like that in every project you are starting from degree zero and experimenting something else. So
but it's terrible. You know why?
Yeah, I know.
Because it's terrible. Because you start always again. You touch me the most difficult, really task of my life. Because I cannot say to the people working with me or some others. I say now we do like we did in the project number 123.
That's the case,
or
yeah.
All the details, you can use the details that we are using since 20 years. One friend of mine say, but why you change the details every project? I take the detail till it works.
Yeah, it's extra stress, extra...
I say no, I say extra.
Yeah.
I say he's a good architect, but I say no. I say it's different. I cannot do the same balustrade, the same courtyard. I don't know. I cannot do the same materials, the same shape. It's too much. When I saw that I am doing something in my office, they are doing something that has memory, something. I say stop. We cannot copy ourselves.
That is one thing I think which makes, in my opinion, Fuksas very unique and different than most of the star architects. Because, I mean, when I look at most of the star architects, I mean, their signature, or I mean, the style or the language and the reputation of that becomes the most unique characteristics, which is not easy to leave it because of the pressure. I mean, the client wants to continue in the same way. So once you are swimming in the
you are telling me everything that is completely true. This is the truth. And then I have always difficulties to find my clients.
That's true.
Because I need a client, not one client. What is this building? Is a mixed use? No. It's not mixed use. This building is something that take relationship with this experience of something, the light, or perhaps the stars, perhaps this kind. I need a client, but I had always good clients.
And always...
But not rich, not powerful, not institutional, like many of our friends, distinguished architects. I have always people that want to do for 5 years, 6 years, my same walk.
And you are always in difficulty of explaining something new, I mean, which is not ready-made in
it's very difficult.
Yeah, that's but I can understand it, yeah.
It's difficult because I don't know. I have to explain. Sometimes I say, I have to be really genius to explain to one client something that really I don't know. I am working in progress. I am thinking, and I have to explain to one client what I am, what is my vision, what I saw, what sleeping I catch something. It's terrible. It's you really touch the most problematic point of my life.
That's true, and it becomes difficult to become an institutional office. I mean, you have to tackle with very big projects.
You know, I am not.
Yes, but
you
at
know
the same
this.
time, we are tackling with very big projects.
Yeah, yes.
Those slides that you have shown us.
I did the biggest project in the world.
Yes,
okay.
That's true.
I did the smallest project. This is what you know.
Yes,
you wanted to touch this, I am sure.
That's very significant. And also, I mean, when we look at compare it with the offices with hundreds of people are working, it's impossible to move with unique ideas, always inspirational starting points and things like that. So they have to be reductionist inevitably. So I mean, it gives you the freedom to, because you have to tackle with everything by yourself. I mean, you have to be in the production line. You cannot put yourself...
But it's, I have what you touched before, the point, that I have a big mission. Because I am in, like Istanbul, I have one leg on one side, one leg in another. I have one leg in art, another leg in architecture, but I am one. I can be German, Lithuanian, crazy Lithuanian. I can be Italian, that are more pragmatic than German.
Yeah, that's
the Lithuanian too. The Italian people are more pragmatic. They look crazy, but they are not at all crazy. This is a big mistake. But no, I put
it's
together.
It's inevitable to be like that. I mean, if you are going to be in a creative process.
Yes, it's what is for me a creative process? It is nothing. It's my life. For me, it's normal. It's like, sorry for to say this, but like Mozart, that he saw the notes, the music there. He came to take. I see it. They use.
Yeah.
But I see this. It's not really difficult for me.
It's like a vicious circle. I mean, you on one hand, you have to tackle with many things at a time. Like you're an artist, you are a creator, you are an architect, you are an educator. Maybe you are a critic. You are a critic.
I am still.
You are writing columns. So are you still writing? Yeah.
Weekly.
Weekly. It's a very difficult task.
Since 15 years.
But without bringing all these together, I mean, it is very difficult to be collecting everything from the air. I think so. I don't know.
But when I did, tell you an example, when I did the towers in Vienna, the Twin Towers.
Yes.
I had, before, I had no in my portfolio any towers. Only one strange tower that I did with some friends.
You have one in Shenzhen in China.
Now two.
Now
there are some more. By that time was my first tower.
Yeah.
2 towers. I did the master plan, the towers. I won the 2 competition. Someone told me.
And they have very orthodox, surprisingly very orthodox geometry, very simple.
Yeah, this.
Yeah.
It seems, but it's not true.
It's not true. Yeah.
Because I said, I want only to explain like a movie. You know the movie Odissea dello Spazio, Space Odyssey.
Yeah, I know that.
There is one monolith. And I say, but one monolith is the stability. It's not dynamic. If you do 2, we have the street arriving down. After make this, and after doing this, and after go around my towers, and after go away. Strasse is Autobahn. If you have this one building, it's stable. You cannot see moving. If you want to give a dynamic system, you have to put 2, but 2 is not this way. This is 1. You have to do something that you can see between. In between are 4 meters 20 centimeters. This. And I decided not the drawing, to draw the architecture of the tower, to draw the empty space between. After 3 months, I said, this is the tension. If you more, doesn't work. If you less, doesn't work. This is Kubrick movie. Start from Kubrick, but the dynamic around this monolith is the animals, and they say the dynamic has to be the object.
That's true. I mean,
it's very simple, but it is not orthodox in architecture.
Yeah,
geometry is simple. It's
because I mean you are considering it within a context.
Yeah.
Even though I mean the figure is by itself very orthodox. I mean when you put it to a context and create a relationship within that context, it becomes complicated inevitably. And what I have seen in your presentation, you are always starting with the urban fabric and where this building is situated and how it is connecting to its environment. I think that kind of a contextuality is significantly
I
important.
try to be contextual. There is many ways to be contextual.
Yeah, that's true.
But I decide one way is because I am Italian. This way I am Italian. I cannot imagine something that don't find the logic between the strategy or urban strategy. You need a urban strategy.
That's true, yeah.
It's not something abstract. It's something that is a street, people arrive, they have to see something, they have walk, they can see it, they speak with another, they make love, they speak with another. I don't know, it's the life of the people. We have only one client. It's
the users, you mean?
The user.
That's true.
It's the human being. Human being is our client.
That's true.
The really client.
When you look at the contemporary scene in architecture, what do you see?
I don't believe too many distinguished colleagues. They say everything is nothing, and there is only myself. It's not true. I think there are a lot of things. Anyway, the good and the bad in architecture is always the same.
That's true, but we are always talking architecture with a limited number.
But they are pretentious. They say, "Oh, after me the disaster. Before me was disaster. After me the disaster. Oh, architecture is died." Every 40 years, there is one stupid guy. I can tell you all the name. Since 300 years ago, they say art is died. Architecture is died. Movie, theater is died. Literature is died. The only one died is himself.
The writer has
himself is died. Because when you cannot catch that there is something fantastic overall in the world, always, today was very boring for me. On theory, on the paper. Because I have to wake up, to meet some people, and after to see something very far away, 1 hour far in a very cloudy traffic out of Istanbul. And after I come back, I have lunch, everything I had. But finally I say, oh, which fantastic experience. I saw one part of Istanbul, of Turkey, that I didn't know. The other, the Asia, Anatolia part. After I had lunch with people that tell me something, and was very enthusiastic what they are doing. I don't know if they are good or bad, but it's. And after I am here with you, and after I was there, I saw the young guy that is not here. They say that helped me to reorganize the lecture. And after this young lady, they have a question that was very important question, because it was the difference between imagination and the representation. Then what is a program, soft, they did some stupid things like this, and they could tell her this. There was the most important is this and this, art and right. This other you can find a way to representation.
Yes, but we are mostly talking about architecture out of maybe 600, 700 buildings, whereas the cities are composed of millions of lives and buildings, etc.
I accept it. I cannot say I don't see. We say this is the life. When someone say your building, they don't take care of your building, we have to do something. Say yes, but if they want to do, they do. If the world is changing, it changes every hour, every minute, every second. Then you cannot say, I am at the scale of the world. You are part of this world. I want to be part of the world. This is really what I really want to do. I want to be with the eyes open and not shut eyes.
That's true, but more than that, I mean, you are impressing young people, young architects, and inevitably...
This I don't know, honestly. This I don't know, because I am working 24 hours a day. I try to do mostly...
But you are getting some feedbacks, I mean, to
Never,
your work.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't care. I don't know if they love me, the architect, what if I am well known. One guy a few weeks ago said to me, Massimilliano, you have to do something. You are sitting in one mountain of gold and you don't use. First of all, I say, I don't sit. I walk a lot. Second, I don't see the mountain of golden mountain. And third, I cannot use because I have everything. What I have more. I have more that I need. Much more. I have more car that I need. I have more housing that I can live. I have more wine that I can drink. I have too much. This I am lucky, okay, but I know that is fantastic. You know, the last book that I bought is a book that Mr. Galbraith was economist in Kennedy government president. Galbraith start to do in the 50s, and after I finish after the 60s, I think. And this is fantastic to say what is luxury and what really we need.
Or let me ask, what don't you have? I mean, what is the missing thing?
The next project. This I don't know. I wait for him, for them. I wait to the future. I cannot do anything else. I say only, give me a project to do something.
Is it always an architectural project or project in general? Yeah.
It's a project of life.
Yeah, that's what I was
I have a project of life. My project of life is to be, till the end of my life, honest with myself. Perhaps I was wrong all my life. Perhaps I did a lot of mistakes. Surely I did. But I don't want to change my opinion about my value, my principle. I cannot tell you this. I never change political opinion. Not because I am. I never was in a party. No, there is not one party in Italy that loves me. I say what I think. One day, a mayor of Roma called me 8 o'clock in the morning, say, "What you wrote on the newspaper that you are not agree with me about what I did." I don't know.
You are criticizing.
Yeah, I criticize. He said, "But yesterday I give you the title of ambassador of Rome in the world. Why you do this?" I said, "Because I am not happy with this." You see what
that's something that makes you. Otherwise, I mean, you be somebody else. And
I was not inauguration to the opening of the Fiera di Milano. I didn't want to shake the hand to the former prime minister because it was perhaps now now because it's over, but in that time no, because it was very, very bad for our culture, for our world. Not for me, because I lost nothing.
Nowadays, my students are working for a student competition in Shenzhen area in China. Maybe they are going to watch this interview, and maybe they can, or they would like to hear your impressions about China, because I mean it's also it's an emerging country with lots of opportunities, maybe in quotations to the architects. Huh? It's not true.
No, I think
it's important that you are saying that, because you are one of the. You have an office there.
Yes, I never saw one country like a good market. Some friends say, this is a good market. Russia is good market. Or no, I don't know. Brazil. I say, no, what is market? I can do one project. If I have a project in Istanbul, I want to do one project, perhaps two. But I cannot have here, do all the projects. No. Then for me, a country is not a market. A country is a country, with the people, with difficulties, with the history, with the language, with so on. Then if you see the China like a market, this is a wrong idea. This can be good for big companies that they go, they are flying overall to try to have money. But if you want to do something with them, you have professor, you have to understand, to see, to be friend. And after you can work very well. You have to choose the client.
But there is an immense transformation.
Yeah, but this is an immense country.
Yeah, they are converting it to something else.
1.5. Yeah, but if you have 200 million of rich, you have 200 million of very, very poor. After
Yeah,
you are
true.
middle class, after you have a worker class, it's so complex that if
Thousands
you want,
of people are gaining more than $1 a day.
yes, but you have to know all this. It's because there is not all the country is like you can see with the rich Chinese that buy Vuitton or Armani or so on.
That's true. Yeah.
There are many China.
In the lecture, something was very significant that you have underlined. There's a significant difference between the big American firms and architects coming from maybe mostly from Europe or the other part of the world. That they have a different kind of institutional approach to architecture. They have, I mean, ready-made projects and things are happening in a different way. But I mean, at the end of the day, you seem to be in the same arena, in the same mainstream axis. So I mean, what is the significant difference?
I cannot say how much I am different from the other architect. I can tell you only one thing, so that I have a new strategy for architecture, commercial system, and an intellectual system. I have my project of life is for my family, for myself, for my children, and so on. And this is what I am with the same wife since 35 years. We live 20, this is terrible because I am traveling the last 2 months, but we are used to live 24 hours together. This is my project of life, is to have to grow up my children that are more, I want to see with the culture. With
Are there any architects among them?
No. My daughter, she's 30. She is an architect because she got the degree, but she never wanted to do it. She said, I do. I never say you have to do. But after she's doing a filmmaker, she's writing on she did the first book last year, the first movie 2 years ago. She's preparing another, etc., etc. And the other one is studying in Bocconi. Lavinia is now in Paris to do a stage with Azzedine Alaïa. They see the greatest creator of fashion. Very old, fantastic.
But still in design business, somewhat. I mean, around the things that you are doing, you were a creator of the Biennale and
this was what we did in Biennale is really the theme of my life and Doriana life. Our life is less aesthetics, more ethics. But it seems not that you cannot buy a Hermes bag.
That's true, yeah.
It's not this, is that you have to be part of a community that like to change this unequal world. And then we bring, you remember, we bring inside of Biennale 120 guys, mostly were old, no, mostly were young, and the other part was old, like someone that was never touched from the successful, or someone that's but is and someone very star say me where I am. You invited me, but where I am with all the young or in another site of Biennale. I said we all together. We young, old, and a few of them say no. A word is say no, the people that you can imagine.
That's true, yeah.
He said this was really the differences. I don't care to be between younger guys, perhaps good, perhaps less, perhaps fantastic. This is the world. The world for me is all together. Perhaps he's 68.
that's the 68 culture, ongoing, inevitably. And have you had a chance to see this year's Biennale in Venice?
Oh.
No, you haven't seen it. Okay.
No, I was busy overall. I had too many things to do.
I want to ask about Turkey as a final question. Had you had a chance to see the contemporary architectural accumulation in Turkey?
You have
other than, I mean...
you have a very good artist in Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
You have very good contemporary artists.
Mm-hmm.
So many times I don't remember the name, but it's very impressive artists you have. Architecture is, you need here some client.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
First client is government.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Second client is private.
Mm-hmm.
You need, it's not to do the big project, even the small one.
Mm-hmm.
But you cannot say to the young architects that they are lazy if there is not some opportunity. Mm-hmm. Honestly, yes, you can go to find out some opportunity, but the government has to, the mayor, the government, they have to build the opportunities for the young guys. It's very difficult to speak about this. We cannot live in a perpetual bohème.
That's true.
You have to give the possibility to have a project, even a small project. Why? You can do the small project, and after you do bigger, you have it's an exercise, you go on. But you have a good architect here. You have the quality. After, if you have the client say, stop here, they have to choose or to be a professor, to teach, or nothing.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
The context, the cultural context is very important.
That's true.
And now you have to build not only the richness that you have now, but even a cultural context.
That's that's true. Then let me ask one additional question, as that may be a classical question, but which project do you think represents yourself best?
The next one.
The next one, yeah.
Yes,
That's a very
the future project.
That's a very classical answer, but
It's clear. It's a simple, my complex.
What is the next project?
What
are you working on now?
We are working for three interesting projects, but there is only one handicap. The one is in Beijing, one is in Los Angeles, and the other is in Moscow. It's a little bit. I have to travel.
Yeah, you travel.
But there is no one is under construction. We are only the Chinese Beijing is under construction. We are doing a project for art center with some theater, some place for music, some museum and so on. That is, there is behind, there is a very huge tower of 600 meters. 600 meters.
600 meters.
It's done by a very young Chinese architect that you don't know, I am sure.
Probably, yeah.
But it's very good. It's a good project. I am there. I do a project in this way. There is a garden. This inox facade that make reflecting, inox reflecting like a mirror. The parks, the garden. Here is a cut that you can see through. There is the tower. It's this way.
What about the other project?
The other project is a project. It's one of the most significant. Is in Moscow. Is Polytechnic Museum in a beautiful space. It's an object
I think it's in your website.
Yes,
It's an
it's
emerging project.
It's
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
strong with the connection. It starts with the painting that I did. Many projects start
Yeah.
with the paintings.
Mhm.
Models of paintings never start with drawings.
Yeah, it seems more personal expression than the
Exactly.
others. Yeah.
Paintings or models, crazy models. I cannot start with, I say, no, don't do facade anytime.
Mhm.
I don't do plane. But we have to do one day or another. In my office, they say, wait, facade are coming. And the plan, they are coming alone. You have not to watch for this. You can do section, sketch, models, 3D, but don't touch this bidimensional. This is another age.
Does it mean that it's an uncontrolled end product, inevitable?
Is the first part of the project is uncontrolled, can be everything.
Can be everything. Yeah, it's open.
It's open work.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's not closed. I don't try to give the dimension, the structure, and the organization. I try always to have, I'm speaking about speediness around, or fluxus inside. I never speak about organization or functional. I do, but it's coming, it's the most easy.
But at the end, I mean, most of the projects are recognized by their exterior impression and the outcome.
Why? This
Why?
I want to know from you, because I don't know why all my projects, people say this is Fuksas, because there is no style, no geometry, nothing. Why? This is, sorry, for once, I asked you.
For some projects, it is possible to recognize a personal expression, especially, I mean, the way it is not stylistic. I mean, that is very, I think, important, because but in some of the projects, it's really surprising. I mean, you are shocked, and you have to get into the project to understand, to connect it to you. So I mean, I think
inside.
Yeah, that's true. I think it is good. It is something good that, I mean, people cannot immediately say that's associated with somebody or with some style or something that has already been set, ready-made and reductionist. So it is the power of the project, on the other hand, it represents it. But within the media society, I mean, when too many images are in the internet, it's impossible to avoid that association.
It's terrible, because someone of the office say, this Instagram of one place in Polynesia said, show us one image that he did of a project that but it's not, I think it's not dangerous. It's dangerous only when you accept to do something that is against your idea, your principle.
That's true, I think, and this will be an event which will be shared all around the media in many ways, I think. Thank you for being us.
Thank you.
Would you like to add anything?
No, it's I thank you, because finally it's positive the way in which you try to understand when a project is my project. In another hand, you have to use negative expression in this way, because to understand something is mine, it's clear that you have not to think to the style, and this is true.
That's okay. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.